All right, hello. So this is just to show my single player world because I don't have a stream card to be able to share on Discord. Mainly this is for my niece. So I started playing Core Keeper a while ago. Let me go to the map. And we have a server that my family's been playing on, but it was pretty overwhelming. So I started playing it on console at night before bed. And now I think I've pretty much got the hang of all the aspects of the game. So I'm currently redoing my base because it was cluttered. So um, you'll notice the dirt area. Here's the core here. The dirt area, I have cleaned it all out except for this area here because I got bored. But my thought was, um, basically, I've taken down all the land bridges that connect between these areas. Um, and even this is a conveyor line here, that has one of those transporters on one end, so the items come up this way and then basically hit a stop point, and the transporter picks it up and carries it across, and that's to prevent little incursions by little groups of enemies. But there's still some slime and some mushrooms on the ground, but um, it kind of all started with this area here. But I'm at the point where I don't even need my rail systems. Um, but the way that I started playing it, and it's kind of insane, is I would hunt around. So each one of these flags is my indicator that uh, a, a gem boulder or an ore boulder has been depleted. So I would find one. Here's one that I found that is either in service right now, or I haven't set up a conveyor to it, but I started setting up a little conveyor network all around here, basically. And then as I moved outward, um, I would find new points and I would connect it. So if we open this back up, you can see there's a number of flag indications and a number of gem boulder indications. So, question marks are like kind of areas of interest for me, and then skulls are boss locations. And then, of course, the good news is there's a teleporter area uh, near each boss, and then near like this out here is a teleporter to one of the idols or whatever, that allow you to pick up goods for whatever bosses in that area. So like you go out here to Zeus. Here's like the little temple or shrine. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not right. That's the slime. Here's the little temple or shrine, and then it like basically you consume the item, and it was like, hey, Azios is over here, and of course he's got his own teleporter here. So it's a little redundant, but I like having them in the same location because to me, I can generate enough crops right now to sell for ancient coins that I just buy all the machinery parts that I want. Um, so I just drop these little portals wherever, and I've kind of got them in different locations. So this is down here because I needed a way in case I died to kind of get back to this area. Um, and then this is special scenes. I kind of try to keep those intact. I like them. I have some ideas for those later, but they're just nice areas to get back to. This was like my first incursion to this biome, so I there was like there's a node there. I guess I should put that there. So this is obviously a rather lengthy. I needed this ore, so this was a lengthy endeavor, but one in the middle of the city, one up here, kind of at the top. I was trying to branch out. to reach I forget what the biome's called, but and then over here I reached through and got the external ring. I forget what that area is called, but anyway, so so yeah, it's a little messy and probably not how other people would do it, but that's okay. If I had known that I could do like an ore-rich world, I would have done that before, and then all my problems would have been solved. But you can see kind of in the background, if you're paying attention to some of the machinery and how it's working, this is the kind of original base. I tried to do like a little slime farm here, but I gave up. And this is the new area. So this was the scene that was already here. So I wanted to keep it. I liked it. So I kind of modified it. I put a couple things in here, put some items, but this is also, I guess, like I'm already like kind of out of room. So this is like my main crafting area. So wood's coming in here. This is a place for me to drop ore as I'm out exploring into this machine, which smelts everything, and then it pops out all of my ores here. Except for some reason, I'll have to look at that and fix that later. But so that's an issue. But and then I'll probably store my gems in here. But these chests down here, I have food items, I have gold items, I have fish, and then this is like some general items, which I wanted this over here to be a sorter that would sort out all these kind of general items, but that's okay. It's going to, right now it's just storing a bunch of random shit, so it's going to probably be for future use, because none of those conveyors are being used right now, but I wanted to kind of lay things out to where this is behind a glass wall, so it kind of looks like a machine in a machine shop, and everything's automated. So let me first of all come down to, so like I said, there's like a little transporter that transports goods across here, and it's all walled in, so nothing can get through. So I'm gonna go down here to my farming area. So I found this little meadows area, and I liked it, so I stole it. It's my little animal farm. But these are all of my crop areas. These are all automated. I've got a mushroom farmer down here. Although I don't know, seems to need some more power, so I'll have to address that. But basically, the spike traps kick the mushrooms up, and then they get sent down here, and I need to make an adjustment here as well. So this, oops, I'll have that. So I'll come back and make that pretty. But basically, each one of these little automation points, and these down here are just kind of like extras. Except right here is, to my right, is the Grumpkins. So basically these art fruits or whatever they're called, and then I have these little wheat deals, because I like to make the non-buff food with those that increase hunger. It's these filling mushroom soups that have extra food, so they pretty much fill up your entire health gauge. So I need a lot of wheat, but all of those, basically what's happening is you've got a seed extractor, and when stuff is harvested, some of it goes in the seed extractor, some of it comes up here, this this arm up top is specifically to grab golden whatever the item is and shift them over to the other side so they don't go into the seed extractor. And then you have three arms on the right hand side that you have a gold ore, a golden version, and then a regular version of whatever's in the farming thing. So, and then I have one for each crop. And then I have conveyors, and I've just changed this last night, but I have conveyors that bring it up here to these troughs. So these are extra right now, but so there's always food in these troughs. So animals then generate items, and I've got I think every animal. I want to say I'm missing one, but I think I've got everything so far. But then they'll poop out whatever their product is, and then these transporters pick them up and throw them back on a conveyor, which goes onto a main conveyor, and I'll show you that in a minute. But there are some items obviously that's left out here that aren't picked up, and I haven't quite figured out a good way to feed these guys, these little kelpians or whatever they are, because it's a very manual process to fish that stuff. So I don't know. I keep Google searching and YouTube searching and haven't really found anything. But the farm goes up here, and obviously there's like little stands that have a piece of the product up here, so I know at a glance like what it is. But then some of these will output into these worm farms, and then the worm farms were going down here into this trough, but I ended up putting one of these little sap items down here, and that's what the dodos have been eating off of. So all of the worms then come up here out of this system, and then I've got a little worm drop off. Each one of these chests is where I can drop seeds in if I need to, but with the way it's all set up, there's tons of seeds, but I like having like the little glowing bridge to come across here. But I just like culled everything last night because there was a ton. There was like I don't know 35 animals in here, and I always feel bad when I do it, but I got a bunch of meat. So I might like look in the future at adding some type of like meat automation or something. I've seen a couple farms like that, but if I go to the farm again, I might like modify this area just a bit. I almost want to bring this back and keep this away from the edge because I've had animals get over this fence. The fence looks nice, but not very practical. But you can see this worm is coming down here, and I have this fishing system and everything. I got water from each of the biomes. The way it's set up, there, and then a fish comes out, and then it'll pull this around, and the fish will get placed on this conveyor. I don't know why this is here, but okay. And then you can see the fish come up, go over to the left. It'll load the worm into the water if there's a spot. If not, the worm will then continue to circulate around. So I just made a change last night to try to increase the worm quantity to get more fish out. But then this just picks up worms. So the worms will go around the circle. And then, so you'll have like eggs and milk and the blasting powder and everything from the animals. This is for kind of future, but I get like in little incursions from guys like that. This is one of my original conveyors for my ore system. So eventually I'm gonna attach all the conveyors, but it comes up here, everything's enclosed, it keeps the guys out. Here's another scene that I I kept, but you can see everything's flowing into one area. We're back at my main crafting area. Everything is sorted. And first it's going to pull out all the ores. So that's how I can connect all my different conveyor systems. Then it's going to pull out the different wood products, which at my wood farm is also down in my farming area. I forgot to show you that, but for some reason, oh yeah, okay. That's not completely flawless. I don't know why that bell pepper made it down here, but it should be getting pulled out up here. I have all my regular fruits and animal products up there, and then all my gold stuff gets pulled out, and then you can see down below here is some different products that I would have originally liked to have gone, I think, into this more bottom zone that's not being used, but I messed up, so it is what it is. These are just here so I could, for future expansion, for future items, and then I have my slimes, and then I have more arms for future expansion. And this is kind of what I'm working on right now, is the fish area. There's two biomes worth of fish that I just added, so hopefully it works. The desert biome and I don't remember, but there's supposed to be like 44 fish. So I'm working on this right now. Once this is all done, and you can see everything kind of coming out down around here, it gets dropped and sorted into the, I guess, the food and items area. Get rid of some stuff. But I wanted to kind of feel like kind of a factory to some extent. So go up here. So I already know I had this area as all water, but I already know this, like this is how cluttered everything was becoming. I had like a farming area here, and I've cleared out my entire dirt area. This was originally here with a partially built house that I turned into an NPC house. So like all this stuff was here. I just kind of modified it a little bit, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. But this is my old area of the base, so I still have more shit to cram over in that other area. But as soon as I get that area figured out, then I'll basically deconstruct this and remake it so it looks nicer. But I wish I like everything to be symmetrical, so it's not really possible with what's going on here. So lesson learned, but like I mentioned, I did clear out all this dirt area. My idea was like I could make the most gigantic, ridiculous space ever known to man, and I'd have all of this room. So that's kind of where I'm at. But if I go to, let's see, good spot to go to. Let's go down here. Pretty much Azios's wilderness is beaten, and now I need to start working on the this area, the water area. But found this little place, and then there's like a little temple here, and I got some stuff out of it. It's like a maze. I don't want to run all the way up here. There's a gold. So this was some pre-existing stuff. I think that's a It's really far away. Oh, maybe I won't be over here. But I just want to show. This is kind of how I've been approaching it. Is just to basically collect the resources nonstop. Here. So here's an old spot. There's a flag here. And what I do is I change the little gem symbol to a flag. When I picked up all the drills and everything else. So it's kind of an indicator to me that I've picked up the important items, any arms or anything like that that's needed. And it's pretty much just a standard mining configuration for a boulder. But you can see there's like all these, this is all like existing conveyor, so kind of trashy, kind of leave stuff around. Some would say it's wasteful, but to be honest, I really don't care, because if it did come down to needing more tin and more copper, I would just go into a world, like I already have a world generated that is a um, high ore and high ore world, and just mine some boulders there and get pretty much everything that I would need. So I think I'm gonna keep working on this area, try to get it better so that everything's automated. And like you said, it's just a matter of collecting. And then this is kind of like the min max area where I get all the resources to do whatever I want. See, I've got a couple of ores in other areas too. But then up around the core, I think around the core, what I'm gonna do is maybe like have some branches. All of this will either be like under, like have water around it or something to that extent, and then I'll have like, I want to have like branches to sub biomes, so maybe like a small mold biome, so it almost looks like a biodome, and then a really big kind of hall of armor, and a really big hall of like all these little valuable deals that you can sell, and I'm gonna put them all on pedestals and stuff. I don't know if it's this box. Nope, it's not this box, but that way I can kind of display all the stuff that I found. That it's in one of these chests. Maybe not. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm kind of proud of it to an extent. If I put in enough hours now to where if I had known what I know, if I had known then what I know now, I would have done things differently. But it is what it is. So okay, that's it. Bye.